Okay, I've got 2 rows of pickling cucumbers planted. 2 rows. They're 32 feet each. That's 64 feet in all. I run out of seed, but I was able to finish both rows. I got a bunch of straight 8 cucumbers, but I don't know if I'll plant them or not. I'll wait and see. My next project right now is to plant the yellow squash. I'm going to plant it next, and I'm going to try to do 2 rows of it. And then this evening, I will try to hang some more panels for my tomatoes. I'm probably not going to put the tomatoes out today. The wind is blowing pretty hard. I don't want to blow them over and all that kind of stuff, and they're still small. I'll wait till a good still day that's good for tomato plants to be set, and that's the day I put them out. They're fine in the window. I was able to buy some Tabasco pepper plants. I was able to buy a couple of jalapeno pepper plants. That's all I could find. And I like jalapeno. And I'll put them out when I put the tomatoes out. They're still small also. So that's the gardening process. Heidi and I are out here along with my birds. I clipped the chicken's wings last night. And in case you've never done it, you get a chicken, hold them under your arm, whatever, and take one hand and kind of spread out a wing. You know, and the feathers come all out like that. And you just clip along the edge about so far away from the wing bone itself. You don't want to get up close, you know, get into that bone or the meat. You stand out with the feathers on one side, just one side. And you do all those feathers on that wing, from the little ones to the big ones. And it doesn't hurt them. It's like doing your toenails or something, or fingernails, and you set them down, they go back on the roost, they're fine. But when they try to hop up on a fence, they'll go sideways. Or if they try to fly, they're going to go sideways. And so this morning, all of them had been in their pen. They can't get over in the garden. So that worked out real good. I would have videoed it, but it's at nighttime. And I'm holding a flashlight in my mouth. and hold a little flashlight in my mouth and try to do the other hand, scissors in one hand, hold a chicken with the other. Ben was here, but Ben was out of pocket at the time I wanted to do it. So that's why I did it myself. And the goats are out. They're all out in the pasture, if you can see them or not. And my 2 little boys, I kept them in, but they've got the whole run of the barnyard, the goat yard, the playpen and all, the play area. Playpen. Their playground. They got the whole run of it. And they've been playing ever since I fed Johnny his lunch. We call it dinner. And all the goats went out, and him and his little friend are playing. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go on that, and I'm gonna get back to the squash. I'll show you some of it in a minute. One of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet my furrow. Got my hose set on soap right now. And I'm just gonna wet it as we go. It's not only going to soften this dirt, but it's going to make a place for the seed to stick. If the wind's blowing a little bit, this will help some. Then I'll come along right behind it and just sprinkle some potting soil on top of it, of the seeds. I'll put the seeds about 6 to 8 inches, foot apart, 2 or 3 at a time. I'll do 1 row at a time, not to get ahead of myself. I'm gonna run out of hose. I'll have to get it where to go a little bit further. Okay, I got my bucket of potting soil mixed with a little bit of dirt from the garden. And you can tell the different color. The wet, dark is where I wetted the furrow. And then I come along, you can see some little seed right in here. Just kind of put about a 1/4 inch on top of them. And the seed are about every foot. Y'all hear Johnny? Johnny's walking the fence line, but I'm not gonna let him in here. You can see the seed right in here. And just kind of cover them up a little bit down. Then I'll come back and I'll just kind of barely wet this again. And this row will be done. Then I'll come over here and start this row. You see Johnny not gonna get far from his pawpaw. No. And his little friend. Got so many names, that little guy. Some good names. I was telling Lex some of them yesterday on the way home with him. And he liked some of the names. And a bunch more come in today. I'm just making a list, and I'll give him the list and he can sit and look at it. Johnny, you had breakfast? Y'all need to just go play. Pawpaw's busy. Johnny saw me in the garden. He's getting to hang out with the goats. And they'll be going out in the pasture except for these two. These two don't go out. And they'll be going out in that pasture yonder. And it's all fenced in. They can't go very far. I can watch them from here. And Sophie's not happy about it. She can't go in the front yard. But Gigi's got a shrub. It's a wisteria. Just starting to put out. And every time little leaves pop out, Sophie nips them off. And now she got her little friend Carrie with her. So they may have to just come straight from their little she shed at night, straight over here. Yeah, that run around the front yard, unless I can put something around that little wisteria. And I may do that, put some wire or something around it. All right, I gotta get back to work, boys. Both of y'all, I gotta get to work. All right, guys. Okay, y'all seen how I did it. Now all I'm gonna do is come back and wet this potting soil down so it doesn't blow. The wind's blowing today. It's been kind of hard. It's been blowing for several days, you know. But today's supposed to be a good day for above ground crops. So I'm trying to get it all in. This is the way I do it. I'll do every row the same way. I'll wet it, wet the ground, the furrow. I'll come back and plant the seed. I'll come back, I'll wet the seed in also. That keeps it from blowing around and moving. Then I'll put a layer of potting soil on top and I'll wet it in. And this set. And the seeds should germinate. I get tongue tied here. Just in a few days, and we'll have some little cucumbers. They should grow right up this fence. Okay, you probably can't tell it with all that old rotten grass, but there's 2 rows of squash here. You might be able to tell a little bit darker furrows there where I watered them in. And there's one over here. And I got 2 rows of cucumbers planted. Now today is the 9th, Saturday, I think the 9th. So we'll wait and see how long it takes to come up. 2 little boys out having a good time together. They've been company along the fence. The wind's blowing. As you can see, the wind's blowing pretty good. And I'm not going to try the tomato plants with the wind blowing. I got to put the panels up here in another row of posts. I have them lined up right yonder. and I get those up and the wind lays down today or tomorrow or whatever, I put my tomato plants out, at least the big ones. All right, I'm gonna cut it off here and go in and get some lunch, or as we say down here, dinner. Catch you guys later. Okay, I'm going to put out 6 tomato plants. They were getting a little bit too tall for my containers. And I've got 6 holes here. I went ahead and put up 1 panel. It's windy, but I'm going to time. You'll see I use post hole diggers to dig my holes. I dig them extra deep, so when I put my plants in, there'll be a whole lot of plant in the ground. Dirt will come up about here where my finger is, about right here. And all that will sprout roots. I'll cover it up. I'll tie them if I need to. I may not need to tie them today. And I'll water them in. So we're gonna plant these 6. These are the 6 tallest I had. Johnny, baby, I know it. Johnny's, every time I come out here to work my garden, he comes to that fence and crying for his pawpaw. He's had dinner, he's had breakfast, had dinner, he's had snacks. But they're having fun, look at them. They're in there by themselves with all the moms, all that's under that pasture. And they're safe in here. But every time I come out here to work in the garden, Johnny runs up and down that fence and calls his pawpaw. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna plant these 6 in these holes right here. Cover them up and then water them in. And I think they'll be fine. But that's only 6 I'm gonna do today. These are the early girls. Remember, early girls. Not what I was calling them. Okay, I've put those 6 in the ground. They're in deep. Pull the dirt all the way up to the surface, the level of the ground, and I've watered them in. Now don't be concerned if they wilt down the first day when you first transplant them. That's common. Usually by the next day they'll start standing back up on their own and they'll start looking good. So when you transplant and they wilt a little bit, don't be too concerned. If they still wilt a day or two later, then you can be concerned. Oh, look at this tree. It's a sycamore. To me, it's one of the prettiest trees around. You see how the bark is white. It's just like white. Beautiful leaves. And those leaves will get bigger and bigger. They're still just coming out. Kenny and I, cousin Kenny, dug up 4 of those little trees, that being one of them there. Years ago, near Cleveland, they was making a bypass around Cleveland, a loop. And they bulldozed down a bunch of country, and we drove by, and one day I saw like 4 of those little trees that hadn't bulldozed down yet. They're still young and small, like 4 or 5 foot tall. So Kenny and I went out there with our shovel and dug them up, and I planted one here. In the afternoon, it shades my whole house. I planted another one in the front yard, but one of the hurricanes come through and broke the top out of it, and it never did real well. It's still alive, and it greens up, but it's not very tall. It don't have no top. And Daniel took the other 2, come over, and they're still in my truck. Want to know where I was going to plant them. I said, yeah, eventually. I said, I find a place to put them. He said, I'd like to have them. So he took them, planted them at the back of his house. They're huge. They're as big as this one, if not bigger. And they make great shade trees. But when the leaves fall, wow, they're big leaves. And you can rake forever trying to get them all up. Daniel usually takes a blower, starts blowing them, and blows them all toward my house. All right. Anyway, this is all I'm going to do in my garden today. I've got my 2 rows of cucumbers planted, 2 rows of squash planted, and I've put out 6 tomato plants. And as they get taller, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll put out, a few more. I got probably 3 or 4 more I could put out another day or 2 from now, and I'll add another panel here and just keep going with them. Look at them goats. Some goats heard them dogs barking. They're on alert. Anyway, that's the garden for the day. Hey guys.
Hey, Papa.
Y'all come to learn how to garden? Need to learn how to do a garden?
No, really, I am about to plant a garden.
Yeah, okay.
Probably tomorrow.
All right.
But I'm gonna have to do it in those middle trough things.
What y'all doing there is mess around. Y'all want something?
We want something as
That's
usual.
that's exactly what I thought. When these guys show up, they wanting something.
We
All right.
usually we hide from you if we think you got projects going on, so we don't have to work. But
Yeah, I
we'll
know.
only come out whenever we need something.
All right. Let me turn this off and see what they need. Okay, guys. Today you saw me start my garden. Got my cucumbers in, got my squash in, got a few tomato plants out. The wind has been blowing. It really want to do tomato plants, but I had 6 of them that was really getting tall and wanting to lay over inside the container. So I went ahead and took those 6. There's some more almost to that point. I may just kind of put a few of those out today. Show you what I do and how I did it. I'll come back and I'll plant some sunflowers and some other flower seeds around different days when I have time. I'm gonna make 2 rows of tomato plants, I hope. And that's basically what I'm gonna do. I want to show you guys something though. In this video, you'll see them boys come out here, Jake and Laramie, Breeze's husband, come out wanting to mooch something from me. I didn't have it. Some kind of little switch. But when they left, I'll show you what they did to me. Now, I don't know. Did they do it on purpose? They latched the gate. I couldn't get out. I had to go all the way around, walk all the way around to the goat pen. So, here they come, and I'm gonna find out. Hang on. I had to walk about 1.5 miles.
Laramie did that.
Yeah, I've always blamed.
Hey, Laramie.
Why did y'all lock me in?
Laramie, get me out of this one. I don't need it. Come on, Jake. Laramie put that clip on there.
Pop, you better be grateful that he closed the gate.
Hey, I closed the gate, dang it.
He
But
closed it good.
But you locked it with me in it.
So I get in trouble for leaving them open, get in trouble for shutting them. I don't
closed it
know.
right
No, I'll say I'm glad you closed it, but you didn't have to lock me in, but I am glad you
I
closed it.
really do think that was Laramie.
That probably was Laramie.
Probably was.
Mad because I didn't have a switch.
Yeah. You really had to go all the way around.
Hey, look, yeah.
Well, Poppy could have just called us.
No,
Yeah, we all got our phone on us.
I didn't mind. Hey, little girl.
I don't.
And you were
Hey, little
barefoot.
dad, yeah.
We made you walk barefoot through the
Y'all made me walk barefoot all
thorns, uphill both ways.
the way around. Yeah,
Look, this is
barefoot.
how we ride the golf cart.
That's cute.
Hands free.
That's cute.
Come on, Carter. Let's go get on the golf cart.
I'm not going nowhere, baby. I'm not going nowhere right now.
You can ride with your mom. You love me too. Let's go.